Hello everyone and welcome back to League 6. In the last episode, I put the blind bag portion of this build to use, grinding out moons for the full Blood Moon armor here, and taking down 2 more Echo bosses. Now I'm at 35 pack points, and I think it's finally time to move from my starter build onto one of the other builds I had planned. I can't say I expected to do it this late into the league, like I was thinking after like 1 or 2 weeks, not after 4. But it's finally time to reset my packs, so let's just do that now as I talk about what my new build's going to be. So back in the first episode, I linked a Google Doc that not only had my starter build plans, but the plans for my endgame builds as well, and while I think the document might be slightly outdated, it's still roughly what I want to go for, so let's go over what those were. Now, originally, before the league started, I was going to go into a Noxious Halberd, because normally you go the 5-tick weapons to 2-tick, so I figured, well, since I'm taking Mauritania, Noxious will be my weapon this league. So to my surprise, when they had the pack reveal, Halberds got an entire line of the melee tree here, so that is definitely the build that caught my eye. But the problem with this is it didn't make sense to do as a starter build, because the Halberd is a little late game. Admittedly, I got to it a lot sooner than I thought I would with a Raxor, but it still didn't feel like the first build to go into. And while I would like to spec into it still, I also don't think it's best for my first reset, because while it is a fun build, especially comboing with Blind Bag, it doesn't seem like the best suited to earn these final 5 pack points. So the other build I was looking into was a crossbow build, because my region has the King's Barrage, and the crossbow nodes with always hitting your max hit are very strong. And with the King's Barrage, doing the ice attack, you can make it so it always heals you because ice spells count as water spells. So this is the build I'll be going into now, because it should be a really good way just to do a lot of content, provide a lot more sustain than my previous builds, and hopefully we'll get to 40 pack points. After I reset out of that one, though, I plan to go into light weapons with thorns using the Dogger, and also a bit of power stats with the 1-tick healing on that too. A bit of like the faux tank and Dogger build in one. And then the final build I want to do for the league is the Halberd build I originally planned. So yeah, that's the rough rundown of the 3 endgame builds I wanted to go for. So let's allocate all the packs for the ranged build now to see what I can do for 35 points. Okay, so I've looked this over a few times, and I'm pretty sure I have all the nodes I want, so let's just do a quick review. So for the familiar side, I go up into magic, picking up both the regen and the overheal, up into water, but now I have this ice spells count as water as well. I still have the 1-tick powered staffs, as well as the regeneration for water, so I can still use magic and overheal with it. And I also come up to here now to get another overheal node, and then over here, down to another overheal and another regen, meaning I have the max possible overheal. Then I go down into range, picking up the final regen node, and all the way down to the keystone here. Now this one right here increases my range strength for every 10 hit points different from my hit points level. So if I'm at 1 hit point, or if I'm overhealed, it's going to boost my range strength, which combos with all those regen nodes because the crossbow will heal me. I also have this ranged echo recursion one, and instead of going for the range pair one, I went down for this echo chance because I believe that is actually more DPS at the moment, so this will be the next one I pick up as well. So yeah, let's lock that in. Also, this is my best in slot range gear for the moment. It doesn't look that amazing. I definitely need to work on the cape. But yeah, void armor with this setup should be very strong. So now I need to go find something to put this build to use on. There are so many bosses that I've been waiting for this build to try that it's hard to decide which one to go for first. So I think an easy way to help decide is to go for my Slayer task, because between episodes I got a Kriara task. Now I haven't really done much God Wars yet, aside from the Grador, the other episode, but yeah, part of the reason is because I think this build will be pretty good at all the God Wars bosses, so I think Kriara is a good place to see how strong the crossbow is. Also, as you can see by my hit points, it can get up to 188 now, which should make it a lot harder to die than my previous builds, and I also do have I think if I scroll down, it's here, 150% regen, which not only means I'll be able to regen my ammo more, but I also will trigger my echoes a lot more often. So yeah, this should be a very strong build, and I'm looking forward to seeing how quickly it can kill Kriara. I just walked in for the first kill, and I one-shot him. I think I'm gonna like this build. I forgot to turn on replay buffer, but there is the first drop, an Armadillo chain skirt. I guess I'm just going to be finishing out the set here and going for the hilt if I can in the Slayer task, because I don't think I really need the armor when I have Void. Also, I'm not one-shotting everyone, but yeah, you can definitely one-shot if the echoes all line up. And there's the final kill of the task. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the Armadillo hilt, so I might have to come back in the future depending if I get all the other hilts, but I did finish the full set, so there is another task down. I think what I want to do now is see if I can get the rest of the God Wars bosses, because if I get all of them, I can go for Nex. And Nex not only has a league task for soloing it, or a pack point task I should say, but it also has a chance to drop Dragon Bolts, which would be a nice upgrade over just the Rune Onyx Bolts here. So yeah, hopefully I can get a Zilliana or Greater Demon or Krill task to knock out the next two God Wars bosses. And there is the next God Wars boss task for Krill. So gonna put in 200. Hopefully won't need all the kill count to finish it, but I might. Also, I did try the crossbow at Vard, and at first it went pretty well, but then for a few of the later kills, it wasn't quite enough to out-heal and just kind of AFK, so yeah, that kill didn't go super well. But yeah, gonna now head to Krill and hopefully knock out another God Wars boss. Well, that didn't take long. There's a Staff of the Dead, which actually might be kind of nice later on if I do more water spell stuff in the future, because I think that would be my best staff unless I get a harm from Nightmare, but given how Fasani's went, not expecting that. Well, that's a very good luck after Kree. I was actually just checking back the previous clip, and there's the hilt. Both the hilt and the Staff of the Dead are like 1 in 101, same as the Armadillo hilt. So, really cool to have got both of them already. I think I just need the Spear and maybe the Steam Battle Staff, which are both kind of common, so this might be a really quick boss. And there's the Zamrakian Spear for the last item I need. I did also get a Steam Battle Staff already, but that one's not a league task, so not as big of a deal. Also was trying to get some of the combat achievements, which is why I banked to grab these. So if I can finish off with Demon Bane, that'll be another combat achievement. But otherwise, that is the boss completed. And that didn't take too long, but there's a Commander Zilliana task. So 200 of these, hopefully we can finish off God Wars now. And probably not too surprising, but there's the first drop, a Ceradomin's Sword, which I think is a league task. And there's the Ceradomin's Light, so now I just need the 2 rare drops. I think the league task is to consume this, so I'll have to wait till I'm out of combat. But yeah, need the crossbow and the hilt, which are both 101. And the very next kill, there is the hilt, so I just need the crossbow now. And there is the final item, the Armadillo crossbow. It took a bit, as you can see by my inventory, but yeah, there's another league point. I don't know how much I'm going to use it though, because I mean, the King's Barrage is very good, but if I ever go into a one-handed crossbow build with thorns or something in the future, it will be pretty nice. Well, I was going to say now that I have the frozen key pieces, I can do a next solo. But turns out there was a few people wanting to do a team, so I'm going to run that for a bit and see if I can get any drops, and then try a next solo in a bit. Well, that's a nice drop to see. There's the horn, which means I can make the crossbow, provided I have enough of the shards. Not sure if I'm going to use it, but definitely a nice drop, and the first one here. And there is another drop, a whole bunch of shards, as well as Torva plate legs. So, yeah, really nice to see that. I would love to get full Torva, but we'll see how RNG goes. And there are the Dragon Bolts. So this is one of the reasons I wanted to keep running teams before I tried solos, because better odds to get quicker kills to hopefully snag some. But yeah, only need 1 bolt really, because I can just have them multiply. But this should be a pretty good DPS upgrade. Oh wow, there's another piece of Torva. So I just need the Vamps and the plate body, and then I'll be done next, or at least for the drops. And there is the next solo. It got a little hairy there in the shadow phase, but it wasn't too bad, and honestly not the worst time considering I get a full loot, but I don't know, I'm not sure if I'd do more solos for the drops over just farming duos or teams. But at least wasn't too bad and definitely doable. I mean, I didn't use many supplies. And the other pack point I get from that will go into this to give me an extra echo chance because, yeah, hitting with all those ranged echoes is really fun, so more of them, the better. I did a few more solos at Nex and didn't get anything of note, and think I'd rather wait for another team to finish grinding out the balls. So I came to get a new Slayer task, and there's an Araxor task, which is nice because I still need to go back for the Nox Halley, and I think this range build will do pretty well with that. Also, speaking for pack points, now that I got the Echoes down here, I would like to go for the range pair, and the next boss that I think will be good for pack points is Doom. There's one pack point for doing a deep delve, and another for Vernic Treads, which will also be a pretty nice upgrade, as well as also having the Eye of Iak and the Confliction Gauntlets, so I might send some Doom, because I do have this one prayer pen node, which hopefully is going to be enough for the grubs unless it rounds down, in which case that might be a problem, but we'll figure that out when I get to it. And there is a deep delve completed with a bunch of combat achievements. It's not quite as easy as I was hoping to do delve, because I was hoping I could just use the one-tick staff and just kill the grubs, but I kind of have to just melee them because of how it works with the melee punish. But I don't know, I think it shouldn't be too bad to hopefully get some of the drops here, and one more pack point for a bit more damage. I was on such autopilot that I already clicked it, but there is my first unique, an Eye of Iak. Well, there is full Torva. I got a little bored at Doom and decided to send some Nex, especially because it's a little more chill, I think, even doing solos like I have been. So I think I just need the hilt and the vamps to be fully done here. Well, that didn't take long. There's a Holy Elixir. So I kind of got bored of Nex and Doom and thought I'd try Corp, and in a few kills I got both a Spirit Shield and an Elixir, so I just need a Sigil now. I think even just adding this is going to be a task. So yeah, kind of cool. Not sure if I'll use the Spirit Shield, but, well, progress towards one. So I got back to the Doom grind, over 75 deep delves, and do I get treads? Yes, very happy to see that. Definitely gonna claim and leave. I still do need the Confliction Gauntlets, or at least I would like them, but treads is the pact point, which is something I really wanted to do before I grinded a bunch of other stuff, because now I can get the 30% boost to range prayers, which is kind of important. Or at least it should be a pretty significant damage boost. Now the last two pack points aren't going to be as big of a deal because I just would come down here for a 1% and then the 5% chance to max accuracy roll, which does come up because even with the double accuracy roll I still do miss occasionally. But it's either that or just get another 1% damage, so I don't know, I don't think there's that much more I can scale the build from here. But with that 30% I can fully do most of the content I've been holding off on now. So, yeah. And hopefully I can also still get the Confliction Gauntlets as well, because they'll be helpful for future builds. And there's the last piece of the Nox Halley. Can I just make it now? Yep, there we go. If it doesn't cancel. So yeah, I decided to come to Araxor, now that I finished, or at least got the boots at Doom. And, yeah, I need a few more kills just to finish the combat achievements, but otherwise I think I'm done here. So I've been bouncing around from a lot of content, and after Araxor I decided to try a bit more Slayer, and there is the Vigorous Chain Mace, the final rev weapon I needed. And if I make that into the Earth Sign, oh, that's every rev weapon task, and the Chain Mace task, and I can also make it into an Earth Sign, so I think I'm done with revs now as well. With so many of the different tasks and goals I've been working on wrapping up, I thought I'd give a quick update on where I'm at and what I still want to do. Because I have been slowly working at Dragon Rank, and I'm not that far off now, so it kind of feels like the end is in sight, both for the League and for this build. Because there isn't that much more I really feel I need the crossbow build for. It feels a little silly because it felt like just the other day I spec'd into it and there's still so much I want to do. But as I mentioned, the last two pack points won't matter too much, though I still would like to try and get them before I reset if I can. And, yeah, I already got a lot of the big drops like Nex and Doom that I wanted to do with this build, but there's still a few left I want to do. First, I would like the Fang from Cerberus because, well, the next build is going to be a light weapon build, and I think this build can farm Cerb better than that one can. I still want the Gauntlets from Doom because I think the crossbow can kill Doom a lot better than the next build will. And if I did want to get the Vamps from Nex, I still would want to do it on this build as well, but I might skip those. Aside from that, there's some smaller side goals. I also would like to get into Theater of Blood on this build because I feel like this one will be better for learning and practicing it, and I would like to get some of the Theater of Blood drops, especially like the Sighing if I can. And the other big one that I think I'll be working on is probably Colosseum. While the next build can do Colosseum pretty well, it is a little silly that my best in slot range cape is a mixed hide cape. Like, just look at the stats of this thing. a +5 ranged attack is what I'm going for with 0 range strength. So if I could get the quiver, yeah, that would be a pretty nice upgrade. So I don't know, it's probably going to still be bouncing around from a bunch of different content, and just seeing what I can get. But yeah, I think Coliseum's probably the big thing I want to go for. And also, I have done some Awakened Vard with this build. I didn't get the kill yet, or you would have saw that. But it did go pretty well because I can overheal to 188, which means I can take a hit and not instantly die. So I think I might try some more Vard to see if I can get the Awakened kill, because I'd really like to get that. Well, that's surprising, but there is a Virtus Robe Bottom, which I think means I have full Virtus, which will be a very nice upgrade going more into a mage build next. Also, I did get 2 gold rings on 311 KC, so almost an altar ring as well, which, yeah, means I'm almost done with Desert Treasure 2 bosses. I mean, there's still the axe pieces, but I don't think I'm going to grind out the other 2 of those. So hopefully I can get the altar ring soon and maybe send some Awakened Vard. Well, that didn't take very long. There is the altar ring, same inventory even, but yeah, that's a really nice one to get. Bunch of points there, and I don't know, I guess maybe I should send Awakened Vard now. I did it! I did it! Oh my god. I gave myself a few minutes to calm down, and I'm still shaking a little bit because, yeah, that was really stressful. So the thing you didn't really get to see from just the kill is the previous clip was a fumble, like just a terrible fumble. It got down to 100 hit points, and if I just prioritized dodging and doing the mechanics over trying to just DPS for the kill, I probably would have got it. And I was just so demotivated after that one, because I'm almost out of Awakener's orbs. This was my second to last Awakener orb. So if I didn't get this kill, I'd have one more attempt. And I just kept trying anyway, and I don't know, I actually think that kill went pretty smooth. Like, just looking what I was doing, I feel like I actually did most of the mechanics and didn't try and brute force it with the hit points boost even. So I don't know, I think that was a pretty clean kill, all things considered. And yeah, I actually got the kill, so I got the pack point for Awakened Vard. I was not expecting to get it really, but I just really wanted to try, especially after how many Vard kills I had to do this league. So yeah, there's the 39th pack point for a little bit more damage. Now, it would have probably made more sense to do the Coliseum first for the quiver, because that would have given me some more damage and a lot more accuracy, which was a bit lacking. I honestly probably should have checked if Armadillo would have been more accurate or more DPS, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to keep sending in the gear I had, knowing that I could get it, and I did. So after all that excitement, I needed some time just to kind of chill and relax a bit, so I started doing some more Slayer to knock out tasks, and I also decided to go for this pet here. I went like 2.5 times the rate, but hey, at least I got the pet. So yeah, but I've been trying to get points working towards Dragon Rank, and I've been showing a lot of it this league, because, I don't know, I don't think it's that interesting just to show clips of completing random tasks, but one thing I thought would be a little interesting is rune crafting. So this is a skill I really wasn't planning a bunch for this league, like I didn't take Soul Harvest, I knew it would kind of be a pain, but I figured, I can just craft Blood Runes if I really want to get to 99. It's really not that fun to craft Blood Runes though, so I just was kind of planning to skip it. But then I realized, Royal Titans, they can give you the pages, and they give runecrafting experience, and it's actually not that bad to kill them, especially on a Slayer task, and it's actually pretty good runecrafting experience, probably more than Blood Runes. So yeah, I figured while I still had this build, I might as well grind out the pages, and this should be enough for 99. So yeah, I was just working on tasks. I'm trying to go also for the 200 tasks. I also have like 22 non-ability tasks, but up to 92 there. So yeah, but if I use the pages on here, and just do, I can just do 6,000. A huge rune crafting experience drop, 4 million, and there is 99 rune crafting. So yeah, the only skill I have left is smithing, which I do have a fair bit of bars saved up. I also can just mine them with Hotfoot, but I don't know, I still might want to see if I can snag some more bars from PVM before I mine a bunch. But I have also been working on Slayer for 50 mil. Almost got that. I did also get the Dagon High hat from Laren's chest finally. Went like 2 times the rates for that. So yeah, only 1 skill left now, and then I can max for a bunch more points. And there is 50 kills at Echo Serb for Fang of the Hound. So yeah, I got a Hellhound task, so I figured I might as well come do this now. And there is all the Echo items. And I'll probably do a few more kills because there's one for 150 Serb and also 150 Echo bosses. And it's actually a pretty easy fight when you know what you're doing. It does 8 attacks of magic, then 8 ranged, and I think 8 melee. So I can just pray magic. Then every 4 attacks it will do the lava pool thing, so I just move 1 tile. And I usually kill it by the time the ghosts come out with the crossbow build here. So yeah, it should be pretty easy just to round out those other kill count tasks. And I got the last Echo weapon. Okay. I actually got the mole pet. So I got a mole task, and I figured let's just try it with range, and, yeah. For all the pet hunting I have been doing at KBD, it's cool to actually have got one I was after. Okay, so I think I've done enough chill content and point grinding, and it's time to go for Coliseum. So yeah, I've been working more at Slayer. I got the 200 tasks here for that points, and I even got a few Barrows tasks and managed to green log Barrows, except for Bolt Racks, ironically. Maybe I'll go back and get that one later. But yeah, so now I'm only less than 300 points away from Dragon Rank, so there's not that much left to do for point grinding. So I think it's time to see if I can finally upgrade this cape. Now, I'm not very good with Coliseum. I think I've only done it in Gridmaster, and then I had, you know, the infinite food, and as well as the never miss range. So this setup might not actually be as good as that, especially for, like, supplies and food. But, I don't know, I think with the healing crossbow, I should be able to get through it, hopefully, at least if I play somewhat well. So it might take a few attempts, but hopefully I can get the quiver, and probably get Dragon Rank in the process. Well, the first attempt was going great up until I got to Soul and took a few too many hits and wasn't able to get the kill, but I did get 4,000 glory, and I believe this also means I should be able to get Dragon Rank now, because I can use the bank chest here, which is a hard task, and then if I do, I think it's this. Ta-da! There's the points now for Dragon Rank, so I have that locked in. But I still would like to try and get the quiver if I can. I don't know, I'm probably going to need a fair bit of practice at Soul. And if I see any other uniques on the waves, I'll probably just claim it. Just because I know I can get through the waves pretty easily now. But Soul's going to take a bit of learning. But yeah, let's see if I can still get that quiver. Well, it seems like my first run was actually the lucky one, because I've done a few more now, and I have yet to make it back to Soul. I don't know, it feels like this build might not be the best for Coliseum, or at least I feel like future builds I'm going to go into, like the Thorns build, will probably be better, because also, while this does make a pretty good work of the waves, it was not hitting that well on Soul, which is part of the reason I ran into issues. So I don't know, I might send a few more runs to see if I can get a unique or something, but I'm not really expecting I'm going to get the quiver now and might save it for a future build. Since Coliseum hasn't been going as easy as I hoped, I decided to take a bit of a break and work on some other stuff. So I've been doing AFK KBD, because it turns out the crossbow here can like 2-shot it, so it's still pretty quick kills. And after 9,027 kills, I finally got the Prince Black Dragon. So yeah, one more pet down. Holy... Finally, I got the gauntlets. Let's claim these before anything can ruin it, and then I'll explain just how much of a relief this is to see. But as you can probably tell by 286 delves, I've been here a while. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've kind of mentally checked out this league a bit. Now that I hit Dragon Rank, there's just not that much left to go for, because, you know, I don't really care that much about points, and the only thing I really want to farm now is pets, and I've been AFKing that, and that's how I got this Scorpia Offspring here. But I would still like to try and get to 40 points if I can. That said, 39 of 40 is still a lot better than the previous league's 8 of 10. But I don't know, I would like to get the 40 points, but I realized that this build just isn't working that well at getting the last pack points. It could do Coliseum, but I just haven't been having a lot of luck with that, and just really have not been wanting to learn to do Soul this late into the league. I could try Inferno, but once again, that's going to be a bit longer of attempts, and I'd have to learn that as well. I did try Fasani's Nightmare, and that just is something I don't think I'm up to doing this league. And the Special Jad Challenge, yeah, that's going to be pretty rough. And the final one would be 25 top, and I just don't think I have it in me to do that many Theater of Blood. So pretty much my plan was I'd come to Doom, I'd get the gauntlets, and I'd reset into one of the other builds so I can just use that build to hopefully get to 40 points and then start doing stuff like farming pets. But if you look at my delve stats here, I've been here a while. So to get the gauntlets, it's like a 1 in 22 doing 1 through 9s. So I'm like double the rate of that. And then it's like, to get C unique, it's like 1 in 107 deep delves. And yeah, I've got like double the rate of that. In general, I have had pretty good RNG with Doom in general. Because if you look here, yeah, I also did get another 2 eyes. But as you see, I did get the pet. But the gauntlets just took way longer. They're supposedly the most common drop, but I got 5 eyes, 3 boots, and a pet before seeing 1 gauntlet. But these are so big, though, because it's like the strongest item in the league, maybe outside of Echo items, because there's so many good mage builds using Thorns, and not only are these 7% magic strength... Here, let's just open it up here. So yeah, 7% magic strength, which is huge, but their passive effect... Actually, does it show in set bonus? I think that's an examine, actually. Yeah, inspect. So yeah, it doubles the chance of hitting if you missed your previous attack, which is so good when doing like tank mage builds. And with Thorns, you do want to do tank mage. So yeah, this was just such a big item, and it was being such a big roadblock to try and get these before I could move on. Because I feel like my range build here is really good for Doom. Like, it killed it pretty fast, so if I reset into Thorns and then try to farm Doom, it might be a lot slower. And, I don't know, I'm just really happy I finally got these, because I think this is where I'm going to be wrapping up this episode, and it's kind of a bit of the end of the league for me. I don't know, or at least it's a good stopping point, because I would like to do one more video where I do try some of the other builds and work on pet hunting, but like I said, I got to Dragon Rank. I think I'm a little bit mentally checked out, and I'm not sure how much more I'm really going to do besides just play around a bit with other builds. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. It has been a lot of progress, and I'm glad I finally at least got to put this crossbow build to good use, as well as get more pets than I reasonably expected to get all league. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, goodbye.